So, hi everyone. Thanks for coming to our event tonight. Um, so, my name is Michelle from Nervos Foundation. I'm the head of marketing and has been working at Nervos Foundation for almost 2 years. So today I like to present how to market your dApps. So I like to ask if there is any developers here. Can you raise hand if you're developers? Oh. What about marketers? Yeah, there are a few marketers here. So hopefully this will help you guys to raise awareness and go-to-market strategy. So I have started working in blockchain since 2016, and it was very interesting to begin with because I was working at payment service company and doing VIP account management. And back then, my clients were talking about Bitcoin, and I had no idea. It seems to be very interesting. So I started working in blockchain doing ICOs. I was advisory for many different companies, including EOS, back then Block One, and Kitcoin, Lisk, and etc. So I started and then help a lot of startups to begin with. So to talk about Nervos Network, so CKB is layer 1 POW blockchain. If you're familiar with the concept of proof of work, our founder has been builders like since Bitcoin existed. So they were working for private chain back then and believing in like decentralized network. So one of the founder was working at Ethereum at POS side of Ethereum core development, and he believed that layer 1 should be POW to be hard cash and hard money. And he built layer 1 called CKB, and for the scalability, we built layer 2 on the top of layer 1. So using UTXO model, we use account abstraction to have one blockchain for all blockchains. So since 2018, we have been existing. So basically, CKB Nervos Layer 1 wants to have this sort of concept. So access from everywhere, verify anything, and store everything from anywhere. So we want to be one place for all blockchain, having this consensus. And yeah, so currently, so go back to the dApps. So when I look at dApp Radar, it has 12,000 applications out there on 49 different protocols. And there's almost 2 million wallet addresses right now in December 2022. But unfortunately, a lot of dApps fail down, or the life cycle is 6 months. So when you look at it, why like having dApps and make it successful is very hard. Actually, I spoke to one of my friends who working in AI, and she was stressed and very uncertain like about her like career, and she actually went to see the doctor. The doctor told her that a lot of people working in blockchain and AI come to me because they're super stressed, because you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going to happen in next step. Working in blockchain itself is very stressful, and it's like a no end in sight. You just keep walking this blurred path. So hope my presentation will give you the street light of how to market your dApp and give you some sort of insight to go ahead. So starting from like what are the importance you have to have to begin and think about doing marketing over your dApp. So you definitely have to have a goal and tokenomic, of course, roadmap and messaging, and who are your targets are. So depends on the dApp. It could be gamers or developers or normal users out there. So once you set up goal and everything, you should think about marketing side of things. So I divided to this 5. So since I've been working in blockchain, a lot of founders are asking like, so Michelle, what sort of part I should focus? Like, should I focus on doing marketing? And my answer always been that it's not only one part that you can do. but you have to combine different sort of sectors to make sure you are doing good marketing. And these are the vibes that I'm going to talk about today. So first one is content. So when you're building content, you have to focus on like what's new about your product, because there are a lot of competitors out there and you might doing the same thing, but you have to find the insight, what is new about your project or that, and make sure that you're giving like content, how to use your product well. And of course, focus on features and benefit and educational content, also giving the story. So I talked about my founders at the beginning. Before they're building Nervos Foundation, they're pretty well worthy developer because they even participated in Ethereum ICOs, but that didn't make them stop. They wanted to keep building. They want to make goods for blockchain industry. That's how they keep building, and we call them a future builder. So this sort of story give you that like the vision of Nervos Foundation. We're not a people that wants to have a short-term goal, but long-term goal to make the differences. So these are the two things I like to highlight. So when I look at the data, not everyone using Web3 are English speaker. Like here, obviously we have Korean speakers, but major like Web3 user are from Africa or Southeast Asia, actually. So content should be easy to understand. And obviously, a lot of people jumping into Web3 because there is a financial aspect of it. A lot of people looking to make money, jumping in, participating in that. So you have to focus on what are the financial aspect of your application to make sure people are understanding easily. And social media. So I'm sure a lot of people are using Twitters here and social media, like your own social media every day. And it will be easy for you as a user if it is fun and if the content using a lot of text, there are more impression that you can bring in on. And instead of just tweeting like one line, you can include images that will increase the impression. Also focus on benefit, not the feature. If your network is super fast or your dev is super fast, doesn't really make sense, but it could be making more sense if you focus on benefit is fast, so you can mint NFT easily, for example. And I recommend to do as many as possible. Also, for social media, please use FOMO tactic. I think that's the fun part of doing crypto marketing. A lot of people do not want to miss out, and using this sort of tactic like counting down, whitelisting, and etc. will make sure people will be engaged with you, and it has to be catchy that a lot of people will have that. So like I talked about messaging earlier, you should have certain easy understanding messaging to make people be on your, like pay attention to your social media easily. And another part is paid marketing. So you can have advertisement, PR, like KOL, we call influencer marketing. But please make sure you have engagement over views when you talk, when you're doing payment, like paid marketing, and you should specify the target audiences first. If you want to use gamers, for example, you have to be on the placement where the gamers are hanging out, and you have to look at the ROIs, because paying marketing could be easy. Like you just pay and like this could happen. But if you're not carefully thinking at your ROIs, like for example, like a founder come to me and like, Michelle, we should have influencer marketing. So I'm like, what is the goal here? Do you want many people to buy CKB or use this application? We should have the extra goal to set up. And if it could be only like we want some people to test out our platform, then we shouldn't be using the influencer marketing, but probably having whitelist program or community program other than influencer marketing. And be careful because there are a lot of scammers out there. Since 2015, I've been working in blockchain. I've never been scammed, but only once by this so-called influencer marketing agency. They took my money, and it was like an end of the day for me, without actually delivering. So be careful with the scammers too. And the importance of community is always like in talk, right? Because we always want to have much of community and make sure that they became a core follower of your product or project. So using this sort of like airdrop and referral program and ambassador and swag sort of tactic will increase the community. But to highlight it is that the like as I mentioned, it's not only one sector will increase the marketing or go to market strategy for your product, but also you should consider that community is everything. Like you heard of Nervos Network through this sort of meetup today, and you may seen it on the Twitter ad, or you have seen it from the influencers that you're following. But the word of mouth is the biggest part that you can consider in blockchain, especially for the finance aspect of blockchain. So having your own community and building it is like, it has to be the core marketing that you should have, that I like to highlight. Yeah, so those are the marketing tactics that I wanted to share, but it's only for certain tactics, right? But once you have actually done your marketing activities, do not miss out those points too. A lot of projects are going for like short term and money and how much like ICO they can raise and etc. But if you have your own product and have built your community, the money comes later on. So and always open to listen to your community will help you ongoing, not only 6 months but longer time. So I'd like to talk about DAPBit, which is DNS service on Nervos Network. And why I'm mentioning is that they actually done all the highlight insight that I mentioned earlier. So they made it pretty easy. What DAPBit is a Web3 identifier. So everyone can understand what DAPBit was. And they actually point out the financial aspect, because you can only mint one DAPBit under like resell DAPBit, and you can sell it on OpenSea. So there's a financial aspect of it. And they actually release DAPBit every now and then. So you can't really mint everything possible, but every time on, it could be every month, and three different types of, I mean, like there are different type of DAPBit that you can mint in different time, that using FOMO tactic. And it was really catchy as well, because it could be resell is the best DAPBit, for example, and people can actually have that growing their own community as well. And they have goal that they're not going for the money. They're starting with no token and no like fundraising at the beginning. After they actually deliver, they start to raise. The Series A just finished a few months ago, and they use the community tactics. So for example, Nervos has Nervos.bit, and there is a sub DID which I can mint for you guys later on. So I can mint resell.nervos.bit. So once you have that is sort of DNS service, and you can send crypto to resell.bit easily and etc. So they use this community tactic to grow. So now DAPBit is secondly mostly used DNS service in Web3 right now. So like after that, like maybe it was too short of like talk about all marketing, but hope this helped for you guys. And I could say that like there is nothing always pain, but you have to keep going to gain, right? So it could be really hard to like, oh, crypto marketing is really hard. But if you keep going and keep trying different way possible, you can gain at the end. So I'd like to thanks to everyone to listen this talk. And please follow us on Twitter first. The second one is the Google form. So I can mint sub DID for you guys of Nervos.bit. So if you just scan it, submit the form, will be great too.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.